5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Bob's Magic Emporium. Time for the second episode of the new show, The Final Countdown. The show where we count down the top 5 best in Magic. Now this week, it's a special Final Countdown dedicated to one magician who was actually on national TV this past week, Chris Ballinger. So for this Final Countdown, I'm going to count down my top 5 favorite Chris Ballinger tricks that he's created. So here we go. At number 5, we have Mustache, which is a really fun Chris Ballinger trick where you have the spectator choose a mustache off of these mustache cards. You wipe the card across your lip, and when you're done wiping, there's a furry mustache on your face. Nobody expects you to have the mustache on your face when you're done with the trick. Most people just suspect you're gonna tell them what mustache they chose. But they don't expect you to tell them the mustache because it's on your face. A lot of fun. I love it because it makes the audience laugh. It's probably the funniest Chris Ballinger trick he's ever put out because the audience is laughing the entire time when you have this big, geeky-looking furry mustache on your face. My number 4 favorite Chris Ballinger trick is the shark. I love the shark because you have a really nice card sandwich routine, and then after you you show the card to be wrong. You know it's going to be wrong. The audience says, oh, we messed the trick up. You shake it, the card, and then boom, it changes to their card. It's a lot of fun, and the gimmick is very clever. Not one of my favorite, it's not my all-time favorite Chris Ballinger gimmick, but it is a very clever one. And if you're looking for a nice card sandwich thing, that's a great one to do. My number 3 favorite is my favorite Chris Ballinger gimmick. It's Redemption. The Redemption trick is a lot of fun to do where you have the spectator choose a card and then they sign it, you tear it up, you put the pieces in your hand, you put the deck over the pieces, and they vanish when you take the deck away, and then you show the card to be restored on top. Their card, that's their signature. That's fun to do too, because the spectators, it really creates a nice magic moment when you just pass the deck over the pieces and it vanishes. The spectators are like, what? And then they say, oh, good trick, go trick. And say, no, well, let's go a little farther, and you show the card to be on top, their side card. It's great. I love that trick because the audience does not expect it to vanish and restore on the top of the deck. My second favorite Chris Ballinger trick is one of the Chris Ballinger tricks that I do the most. It's not the one I do the most. It's the one I probably do, I do number 1 99% of the time. This one I do about 90% of the time. And it's the Angry or Mad Sponges, which I have right up there. That's a fun trick. Everybody knows Angry Birds. Everybody does. You're not going to get somebody who's going to say, I've never heard of it. Now, you might get people who've said, oh, I've never played it, but people are going to say, oh, but I know what it is. My grandkids play it, or my son plays it, or my daughter plays it, or whatever. Or my coworkers play it, or my wife or my husband plays it. So it's relevant, people know about it, and it's fun to actually be able to do the Angry Sponges trick to somebody who's actually played the game of Angry Birds. That's always fun too, because you can actually have you help them or have them help you in the trick by saying, now what does the blue bird do? Right, it breaks in 3. So open your hand, and they love the spectators seeing the game of Angry Birds being played out in real life with these little sponge birds that you're using throughout the whole routine. And spectators just love it, especially when you first make that red bird appear, when I do it out of the phone, and they're just like, oh my god, it's a real red bird, what? And they just get so freaked out because they've never seen an actual real-life red bird, so it's really cool. And my number 1 favorite Chris Ballinger trick, I do this in any situation, street magic, close-up, strolling, stage, any situation, it's Chris Ballinger's Forced Outcome. This was an instant download when Magic Geek was still around. It was only $4.99. I would have probably paid $20 for it. It's that good. I use it all the time. This trick is you have a spectator choose a card, you say it's going to jump to the top, it doesn't, it's a different card, you have 4 guesses, and then you have the spectator point to a card, and then you turn the card over and it's their card. Or that you could have the spectator tell you what the card is, you turn over all 4 cards, and they're all the same card. It's their card for all 4 of them. And then you turn the cards back into each one there's their card and then 3 other indifferent cards. And that's a fun one because it brings me the most joy to perform. That's why it's number 1. Uses some very basic sleight of hand, but the spectators just love it, especially if you can pull it off and you have really good pattern, good timing. You're going to pull it off. People are going to really, honestly, truly be mystified. All right, that's going to do it for this week's The Final Countdown. Congratulations to Chris Ballinger for making it on Wizard Wars this past Thursday, and make sure to leave your top 5 favorite Chris Ballinger tricks in the comments down below. It was fun last week reading everybody's top 5 favorites. So make sure you post your top 5 favorite Chris Ballinger tricks. Doesn't have to be from my list. You can pick some of his other tricks too that weren't included in this list. But make sure you post your top 5 favorites so I can read them and see what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's Final Countdown. Make sure as well, a couple announcements, to sign up for the brand new game show on my channel, Spin for a Million. That video was the Friday video this week, so you can go check that out. You can sign up right on there and become a contestant, which will start Spin for a Million this coming Friday. And also make sure if you're on social media and do the whole social media thing, to follow me on all social media platforms. The links for all those are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday for the new Final Countdown. If you'd like to see more awesome content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. New videos are posted every day of the week. Also, check out my website and register so you can post in the forums. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like me on Facebook, add me to your Google Plus circles, and check out my merchandise store to pick up some awesome swag. 444RR, game shows, magic, and more.